Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.
You, my nigga? How I speak on you, my nigga? Don't speak about a bitch, my nigga. What I said? What I said, my nigga? What I said? What I said about you, bro? If it was that serious, you would know verbatim what I said about you, homie.
Wow. So, man, look like, and it's going around the internet that Finesse and Offset then got on the phone together, but it didn't seem like they was coming to no, didn't seem like they was coming together on the situation. Yesterday, me and OG talked about this, and you know, I'm just gonna be real, man. It's the temperature is high when it started getting on this internet. OG, you there?
I'm right here.
Why is this internet thing, man? I'm tired of the internet, but then it's got its good and its bads, OG. Finesse2Tymes. This seemed to be something that's new. What I said is what he's saying. Like, you know, like what I said about you and your girl. You know, what did I say? You know, but it's crazy because you got to understand, man, Cardi B is with a whole different man. This the part that's throwing me off, OG. If she's moved on, but he still have a couple of kids by her, is he in the right to speak on something, or should it be Stephon Diggs, the guy that she has the newborn baby with, allegedly?
Man, with the problems that we have in the day, that little petty about a female, I don't know why the young brothers are wasting their energy with all the situations that's going on and the times it's going. It'll never. I was listening at an article yesterday, and they were talking about that in the writings that Donald Trump will probably be the last president in America. How that sound?
Wow.
You know? So when you're talking about this petty, your girl, my girl, their girl, it's a waste of time for people to even entertain these dudes when they have a voice that they can speak to a lot of these young people about on awareness, and we keeping each other blind with this BS.
Is it new though? Is it a new thing? Because when you look at even King, I talked about him a little earlier, and just the whole thing of how the internet spews these different. I mean, a month ago it was Young Thug. Before that, it was during that it was Honeycomb Brazy. The next thing you know, it was Diddy. Then here you go. Well, R. Kelly done got sick. You know, these are the conversations that are going on in this world of the internet when it comes to our guy. These are the pivoting points.
Yes, we're the buffoons of the world with all of this going on, everything that you name. Here we go back again, black and white. Like it ain't white people acting a fool. We don't have white celebrities doing this, but they glamorize blacks, and we bite into it. And we talk. King, he ain't got nothing to say. He need to get him a GED. That's what he need to do. Take his little nappy head butt somewhere, sit down, and get him an education, because he ain't gonna make it till he 20.
Well, he decided he wanted to pretty much pull back on the situation with him and Finesse2Tymes. A lot of commenters, people that's coming in, says he don't even post him. He needs to go home to his parents. But then I said something. I said, hey, you know, I remember being a king when I showed you over there in Vegas where I used to go in front of that Legion Hall and ask for quarters when I was 12, 11, 10, when I didn't have no money, or pumping gas, or picking cans, or just showing up. Like, now, I didn't show up where no grown folks at, but I've seen this kid, a king, sit around, and whenever there was an event, he just pops up. It can be 10 o'clock at night. He just pops up. And that threw me off, OG. So a lot of this stuff on the internet is things that are happening, that have been happening. It just now is highly visualized and highly publicized. And the masses that's behind it is pushing and promoting it. And the people that are pretty much following it is the people that look like you and I.
Yeah. They normally ain't got nothing to do. Don't have no investments in stock. Don't have no investments in the world today. Like I said, when they shut this snap down, I was and I don't know why I was surprised, because other people know what to do with their money while we waste it. And, we have $1 trillion business of giving our money away to America and not getting one penny back. But when they had to shut down on Snap, I went to a store one morning and wasn't nothing in that store but Mexicans spending cash money, the money that they've been selling tacos on those trucks. And they don't care whether you give them Snap or not. It was just an aid to them. It wasn't a life situation. When they cut off something for us, they cut it off for life, or they make it seem. But like I said before, 41 million people in America was on SNAP, and 78% of them are white. So our numbers are very low, but it's always accentuated. And with Finesse, he's such a good, powerful young brother. Looking at him and dealing with common sense, he deals with common sense, but he plays into the system's hand. And I guess to get what Jimmy the Cricket said, to get likes and views, right? So it's just like, man, the thing and I know when I was young, I grew up hustling just like you. I didn't have to, but that's what you did. Shine shoes, sold papers. But I remember we used to, every Friday night, when my mother would go to sleep, we would all get up and ride our bicycles on Wilmington and Stockwell, what's called the Front. That was all the after hours. And we'd go out there and just so we could learn how to cuss when we get to school Monday. Right? But the grown-ups, we had this one dude, Blue. When you look at what they say, hindsight, he was trying to save us. He like, get your little get him. You better not be on this side of the street. He'd make us go across to the island, right?
Right.
You're going to stay out, but you ain't going to be sitting up in the end in front of grown folks' face. We wanted to know all the latest cuss words and how to talk about mamas at 8, 9 years old and go back home, and our mother didn't know nothing about what we was doing,
Wow. So, and it's crazy. But at the end of the day, if they'd had video footage back then, they'd have recorded that, OG.
They'd have recorded it. They would have had it. But then we had enough respect. Respect went out the window.
Oh, it's diminished.
And common courtesy. If I seen your mother, we would, hey, man, here come E's mother. Don't say. Right now, these kids are cussing in front of you, play their vulgar music louder when they see old people. So it's just the blatant disrespect and nobody to check them on it. So just like you were sitting down talking to Finesse2Tymes, he needs to be talked to by elders to give him, they don't have any guidance. We're not telling them nothing.
And you said a mouthful. I remember kids that cussed. It was just a few of them. My uncle was one of them, but they been cussing. I ain't never seen my uncle not cussing in front of grown folks, in front of anybody, and cussing to them. And he was young. He might have been 10, 11, cussing like a sailor. That's just the way it was with him. But then another one of my kinfolk did it too. So that was one or two, but not like everywhere you see it now. And then you turn your music down if you was around older people, or you wouldn't say, or you wouldn't drink. It was all kind of ways that you did do things to where you respected the people that was around you in a whole different. I don't know, OG. Maybe this is happening somewhere today. I have seen like my nephews and people, my son. You've been around my son. Like none of that's happening with my kids, bro. They gonna respect you. They ain't for to say nothing in your presence. They gonna hold their tongue. They gonna walk out the room if they don't feel like they supposed to be there. That's what you're supposed to do. Right. You got to train a child up in the way he should go.
Yeah. The South still holds those values with their children. On the West Coast and the East Coast, man, a 9-year-old will call you by your first name. Ain't no Mr. or yes ma'am or no ma'am. We just idiots out here in Babylon. We raise our children to be idiots. So it's, if you don't do it, who gonna do it?
That's all day long. Who gonna do it? And I look at Finesse, like I say, he's Trey age. You met my son Trey, and when I was talking to him, that's where the mindset I'm in. Like, I'm talking to him like I'm talking to my son, or talking to little Jew.
You sitting there, when you were sitting there talking to him, and I'm looking at y'all, I'm looking at a young boy listening to an elder. I don't see this hooping and hollering that I see on the internet. I see another. I say, dang, this dude here, he's a chameleon. Whatever flavor you give him, he gives back.
And I think it's more also that he's, he's addressing you. Yeah, you're right. I just even pull back on what I'm about to say, because you're right. You're exactly right. That's exactly what it is. He gives you the energy you give him. If you come to him peacefully, he's gonna deal with it as such, and he'll listen. And he liked to have those engaging conversations. He even said it on camera. He was like, "Man, I love to have these conversations." He cut the music off and everything, because they, like I said, the respect and trust, when you look at it, is something that you have to build with people. And if they've been hurt, if you got a man that ain't used to standing on his leg because it been broke, and you stand him up, you got to prop him up first. You can't just take off with him and walk with him. So I think that's the part of it where you got to know how to approach the situation, And once you're dealing with these kids, you got to know how to respect them where they at, because they're not on a level that you would think they should be just by looking at their statue.
That's right. That's right. When I first saw him, I thought it was going to be an immediate confrontation. All the nicknames I gave him and this and that. And the brother came up to me like, he was my little brother or something, like, man, OG, man, I really appreciate, like, when you, much as I done clown, you know what I'm saying? So there's a approach when you see a person face to face. That's why I don't like talking to people over the phone or these texting. Let's look face to face, and a lot of that energy can be toned down.
Yeah, I basically, I told his camp that I definitely wouldn't mind interviewing him, because I see what type of dude he is. At first I definitely wasn't interested in it. You know how I am about the youngsters, man. On my platform, I'm pretty much just kind of, I'm OG'd up over here, but somebody got to talk to him, man. Somebody got to reach out to him. A lot of times I've been offered certain interviews that I didn't do, because I felt like, oh man, I'm not, first of all, I'm doing this, me and the wife is in here, and I'm not going to put up with no disrespect. It's going to mess the whole thing up, because we're going to crash out in here. But at the end of the day, when I see these people, and my wife always tell me, she say, when they come on Boss Talk, they're not going to have that same energy. And it's just the power. I believe in God, and I believe in just we've been there for 20 something years, and we give respect. So there's no reason for us not to get that same respect back. And at the end of the day, the way to establish, and many of us been there, being a black-owned business for over 20 years, is just a monumental place. You've been there several times, and I enjoy doing it. I would enjoy helping anybody that wanted to come and interview, but it got to be on something that's real. We report on these things, as I said earlier, when it comes to the Finesse2Tymes, when it comes to the Cardi B's, when it comes to Lil Jew, or if it comes to any of these different people that we talk about, the Offsets, the Honeycomb Brazies, the Rod Waves, any of these people, New Dallas, Big X the Plug, Yellow Beezy. We're looking for something to get out of this, to where you can come from a older perspective that put us in logic, so that other kids or people might not crash out or be able to digest it. And a lot of that time they'll flip it. People who didn't come, man, y'all talking about this, I go back to what I said earlier. What are y'all gonna start doing something, instead of just existing and being in the community and not saying nothing to the people, and just sitting back watching the phones as your kids crash out, as your friends crash out? That is the stupidest thing. Either you're not gonna say nothing and just keep reading comments, or either you're gonna get out in your neighborhood and start doing some things. There's groups out here, OGU, all type of groups. Have you given back? Have you, I just loaded up some stuff out of my garage. My wife is taking to give away. We give away stuff. We do stuff to try to help. We got stores full of stuff. We got clothes. We got shoes. We always trying to figure out ways to do something with the overstock. Have been doing that for 20 years. At one time, I was having 5 stores. So it's always some way to give back and try to help your communities and stuff. But a lot of these folks not on that, OG, because they haven't been taught or shown a way. And they look at everything as if it's a joke. And you got to have somebody that's on your side that can understand that you're just trying to do something to help the community at some point. And pastors get chalked up sometime dealing with me. Preachers come by the store over the years. And I've never been a traditionalist. I've always been a guy that's trying to do something for the people. I'm not going to sit in your church with you all week and not go out into the people. That's not going to happen. But at any rate, I don't know why I get on these tangents, OG. Finesse2Tymes definitely spoke back to Offset. I just thank God that they talking. Maybe if you talk communication, it can help mend the whole situation too. That's the thing that I was happy about on this. And I would hope that somebody, some OG or either themselves would mend the situation and not even trip on it, because it's not that big of a deal if you can have a conversation about it and defuse the situation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But at any rate, man, y'all heard my spiel. Finesse2Tymes responds once again to Offset. And guys, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel, guys. Also, earlier I talked about Lil King. We just spoke on him a little bit more. King is not doing what OG said. OG just talking because King is on fire out here, probably shooting some dice right now. Probably educating, holding a whole hand of money in one hand. Soon depart. Hey, man, check it, man. Make sure you got to like, subscribe. Make sure you get these hoodies. And I can tell you now, the OG Are You There hoodie should be uploaded sometime. If it's not already something we can do today, but I'm going to start. We got some stuff going on with OG. We're going to sit down with him. We'll be able to tag y'all in these. If y'all want to support, buy these hoodies for the holidays, man. The OG Are You There hoodies going in for the holidays. Y'all got to get them if you want to support what we got going. OG got to travel. OG be having things to do. Right, OG?
We gotta go.
Man, make sure you like, subscribe to the channel. Boss Talk 101, man, reviews.
Yeah, we on Boss Talk TV. Shout out to E. He the reason you see me.